I'm in a very chatty mood today and I wanted to share with you this new wave of inspiration I've had. If you just want to see the photos from the photo walk and aren't too interested in me rambling, then I've timestamped the video so you can skip ahead. But wanted to chat to you a bit about what's been going on and yeah, this new wave of inspiration I've been having. And before I begin, I just want to introduce you to Mic Fork. Yeah, I've seen loads of people doing this with their microphones. I think it's quite cute. And yeah, it just gives you something to do with your hands. I just feel a bit awkward sometimes when I'm filming videos. But yeah, I thought it was quite funny. So, Mic Fork. Anyway, so the reason I'm making this video is because I recently went to a concert and it just really inspired me to be creative again. I went to the Tinashe concert in London. Phenomenal. She's one of my favourite singers and I'm just so happy that she's finally getting her flowers and recognition after so many years. An amazing performer, backup dancers were incredible, the staging was really cool. Yeah, it was just a really fun concert. But what actually inspired me the most from this concert was actually the audience. It's been a while since I've felt this sense of invigoration and inspiration before, but when I was there in the concert looking around, the people that were there were just so inspiring and eclectic and vibrant and happy. It was a really lovely demographic of people. There were a lot of people from sort of marginalized communities, people of color, the queer community, and everyone was just thriving. And just being in that atmosphere with the music and seeing everyone dancing and singing along, and it just really just like sparked something in me. And I can kind of, yeah, I don't know, it almost feels a bit culty in a way, but yeah, there was just something so powerful about being in that concert and being in this room with all these amazing people that made me think like, God, like life's incredible. You know, we do get hit with curveballs here and there, and you know, my last couple of weeks haven't been too fun with sort of life things that have been happening. And yeah, just being in that room really sparked something for me. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do film photos again. And yeah, I really just want to just get back up behind the camera, or in front of the camera, in front and behind the camera, and just start making content. So here we are. So anyway, that's my spiel. Today we're going to do a photo walk with my Ricoh GR IIIx, my favorite camera to use at the minute, and you'll probably see why. So yeah, let's see what we get. So I'm doing this photo walk today in Brighton in the UK. It's known to be a sort of a street photography paradise. There's so much stuff going on, particularly on the beach and in the lanes. But for today's photo walk, I'm actually not walking around those areas at all. I'm just walking around kind of the suburban area around where I live. What I love about Brighton so much is even in these areas, there is always something going on. And yeah, I just got some quite fun photos. I need a little bit of warming up to begin with. And when I'm in this warming up phase, I tend to rely on kind of my basic composition things, in particular leading lines, subframing. So yeah, I spotted this statue on this construction site and thought this has got some potential. It's quite hard to see, but there is a kind of a slither of light diagonally leading from the wheels of the truck there towards the statue, which I quite like. I used a bit of the construction fence to frame the photo and just give a bit more depth to it. So yeah, I was quite happy with this first shot. So as I was walking through, I noticed this really nice light coming through this construction site of this house, and I stopped to take a photo. And then the worst thing that could happen to me happened to me. The woman that was working on the construction site poked her head through the window and said hi. And I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I just was honest with her and I said, look, the light coming through is really beautiful. Do you mind if I take a photo? And she goes, yeah, of course, of course. And then she started to tell me that actually this wasn't a construction site for a house, but actually a cafe for the neighborhood, which I thought was really cool. So she was really excited and we were having this conversation, kind of me on the ground level and her kind of up in the window. And it was just really funny and lovely. And yeah, so definitely got to go check it out. And she was kind enough to let me take this photo of her as well. So I'm probably going to pop down again, probably when the cafe is ready, and yeah, show her these photos. I always get nervous about being stopped in the street. People ask me, why are you taking photos? But I think normally if you just smile at people and explain kind of what you're doing, why you're doing it, you know, I like the way this looks, or this is very beautiful, or just something complimentary about the area. Actually, people don't find it to be very creepy at all. And normally if you're a genuine person and have genuine interests, it comes across. So although this was a little bit of a scary encounter, it actually ended up being really nice. I talked a little bit in one of my previous videos about kind of ethics of photography, what I think is appropriate, not appropriate. And I know I kind of touched upon doors and houses of people. I know some people have really nice aesthetic houses. So I try to be as least invasive as I can with the photos I take. But it'd be interesting to know what you think about taking photos of houses. I really love this house because of the green flowers matching the green door. It's just great coordination. And speaking of flowers, I ended up walking past this little flower shop that was really beautiful, and again the light was just perfect today. I went out at the right time. I can't remember what time it was now, but this time, because of that encounter I had with that woman, I specifically went and asked the shopkeeper, can I take photos here? I said the shop's really beautiful, the light coming through is really beautiful, can I take some photos? And again, very polite, very happy for me to do that. And yeah, and I think it made the process a lot easier for me, because I felt comfortable that I could take my time, compose what I needed to, and then move on, rather than trying to sneakily take a shot, realize it's crap, and try again. And then that added panic just kind of makes the process a lot more difficult. So I think if you're in a situation like this, being as direct as you can is probably the best thing. I walked past this church community hall and I almost had to do a double take, because again the light just looked really beautiful. I spent a lot of my childhood kind of at community spaces like this, and in particular seeing these chairs really kind of brought me back to my childhood, sort of getting ready for the event, stacking, unstacking chairs. One composition technique that I tend to rely on quite a lot is kind of inserting myself into the photos using shadows. Another thing that I tend to do a lot is sort of colour matching. So again, I saw this scene of red and yellow. And again here we've got a photo of blue and yellow. So nice pops of colour there. Again, what I love about Brighton is it really does just present you with opportunities. Like, it's very hard not to find something nice to photograph. And one thing I really like about the Ricoh GR IIIx is being able to get the details in as well. I also came across this fire engine, I think it is, but someone had turned it into a camper van. It was just really cool, and really sweet that in the front of the van they've got like a crocheted version of the car, which I thought was really cute little mascot. Leading up now to probably some of my favourite series of photos, and that is of this barbershop called Tall Boys. Again, such an exciting, bright shot. There was actually someone getting their hair cut in the shop, but I was able to kind of frame them out the way and give them some privacy. So this was a moment where having the right settings on my camera, and snap focus in particular for the Ricoh GR IIIx, really important, I think, for moments like this where you need to be quick, particularly the one on the right. I didn't want anyone to think I was taking a photo of him having his hair cut. Having the settings was really helpful for these shots, and yeah, I'm really happy with the one on the right. I think it's probably one of my favourite photos of the day. Of course, it wouldn't be a photo walk without a coffee, so I had to stop and get a coffee. I really like this bench that was wrapped around the tree, but I'm an idiot and I should have sat on that bench and drank my coffee, because I ended up spilling my coffee, but that's okay. I buttoned up the shirt, we move. I really loved the light cast on the staircase here, and then 2 seconds later I saw an even better opportunity. Building behind this building had an even nicer arrangement of shadow, which was a bit more symmetrical, and I particularly like the second photo just because it looks kind of like a rib cage. It's very anatomical. This is probably one of my favourite photos of the day. I just love the colours here. I'll have to admit, a lot of this came down to the editing, green lights and the colours here again. It just really seems very crisp to me. It's very pretentious. And someone had been throwing out some Shakespeare movies, which I thought was funny. And to end off the photo walk, I stopped off for lunch at this pizza place, which was amazing. I'm really bad at food photography, so it didn't even try, but I managed to snap this nice photo of the bike outside. But even better, I managed to snap a rom-com moment as well. There was this couple outside, and yeah, I don't know, it just looks like a scene from like 500 Days of Summer or something. I've had a lot of fun taking photos today. Thank you so much if you've stuck around to watch this far into the video. If you want to see any more content like this, don't forget to hit subscribe and follow me on Instagram at filmfauxtos. Bye.